Hello, hey everybody. Joey Sparks here, and God's mercies are new again this morning.
Woke up this morning with my mind set on Jesus. I woke up this morning with my mind.
Move to chapter 6 and 7 of Revelation. Jesus has the power to open the seven seals and thus open the scroll. 6 of the 7 seals are open in chapter 6 and 7. That does complete a cycle. A cycle begins anew in chapter 8 with the opening of the 7th seal. But in these 6 seals that are opened between these two chapters, you find a lot of judgment, a lot of clear judgment associating with the coming of Christ. Because when the first seal is open, there is a horse, a man on a horse, and it's a white horse. Christ comes in his victory. Christ comes in bringing salvation to the world, but also with that salvation comes judgment. So by the close of the chapter 6 closes with Christ in judgment. He comes conquering, but there are those he conquers. And so we find that transition from the beginning of the chapter to the end of the chapter. You've got the 4 horsemen. There are other horsemen that are far less pure and holy than Christ, and they come in forms of judgment too. God allows mankind to suffer, especially those who are against him. They will suffer even greater punishment. Chapter 6, verses 16 through 17, those who are against God listen to their despair. They call out the mountains from the mountains, calling to the mountains and the rocks. They cry out this. They're trying to hide, but they understand they cannot hide. They say to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand? Here's the judgment that comes through Christ. Those who have lived against them and those who have lived against his people are now huddled in terror at the coming judgment. Chapter 7 is almost an intervention. Before the 7th seal is open, there is this break in the action in chapter 7. And what we find is this list of 12,000. It's 12 listings of 12,000. That's your 144,000. And that number is representative. It's not literal. It's representative of all who will be saved. It's the total number of the saved people of God. That includes those who have died, those who have come to know God and yet have died because of martyrdom, because of the efforts of others against them. Listen to how beautiful this is at the close of chapter 7. Then one of the elders addressed me, saying, "Who are these, clothed in white robes? From where have they come?" I said to him, "Sir, you know." And he said to me, "These are the ones coming out of the great tribulation." They're coming out of the great tribulation. They've made it. They've survived spiritually. They've been tested. They have not necessarily survived physically, but they have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. The Lamb, the one who saves, the Lamb who was slain and now stands. The faithful can endure judgment. Those against God will not endure judgment. They'll receive harsh judgment and punishment at the hand of God, but those who are faithful and remain even through death will receive this promise of judgment, the reward of being with God, having been washed, cleansed by the blood of the Lamb. And we thank you for watching today. It's our prayer. God's timeless word will be on your mind all day today.
I woke up this morning with my mind set on Jesus.